Good morning in the US and good afternoon in France. Welcome everyone to day 2 of this virtual transatlantic symposium from wherever in the world you are joining. For those of you who are new to this forum today, welcome. For those of you returning, welcome back. We are looking forward to an engaging day of collaborative discussion. Unfortunately, our confirmed keynote speaker, Isatis Rodriguez, is unable to join us this morning, so GCSE Executive Director Michelle Wyman will speak in her stead. Michelle will now provide some brief remarks to set the stage and launch us into the second day of the event. It's now my pleasure to introduce Michelle Wyman.
Thank you for joining us. Racial strife flares across the United States. Black Americans stand up to societal structures. People endure months of a deadly pandemic infecting millions worldwide, shuttering businesses and heightening fears of a lengthy economic downturn. Reliance on oil is shared by most nations, fomenting conflict, and a global response mounts to advance the shared priority for peace. That was 1919. The challenges just over a century later draw incredible parallels. Violence against Black, Indigenous, and Asian people, most especially in the United States, are met with commitments across all levels of society to end systemic racism. Converging with a more than year-long coronavirus pandemic and unprecedented rates of environmental degradation due to climate change. The question before us now is how we respond to this moment in time. In just 6 months, changes from executive boardrooms to city council chambers, ranging from policy to practice, indicate true commitment, leadership, and concrete action to permanently end racism and uphold the core values of equity, inclusion, and diversity. Scientists made possible a vaccine response in less than 12 months from the emergence of the virus causing coronavirus disease 2019. And a global rollout of vaccines is well underway. And on April 22nd, 2021, nation and industry leaders marked the 51st Earth Day by announcing commitments to curb greenhouse gas emissions and phase out fossil fuels at aggressive rates around the world. Long before the most recent governmental and industry targets, universities and research institutes have been steadily leading by example and making progress to advance a strong environmental future through measures that support clean and accessible air and water, low impact campus operations, and mitigation of greenhouse gas emissions. Sustainability science and education have evolved as degree programs, and the market is increasingly demonstrating value for sustainability knowledge and skills reflected in salaries and wages across the workforce spectrum. The sustained institutional strength and transdisciplinary collaboration of academic science and research is pivotal. Determining not whether, but how academic research institutes will contribute to this moment in the Anthropocene presents a tremendous opportunity to capture the lessons from the past 15 months and combine them with the work ongoing to ensure steady, rigorous science is central to all decisions for people and planet. As we enter into the second day of the Transatlantic Symposium, focused on initiatives by academic and research institutes and their leaders to mitigate environmental impacts and advance sustainability, I remind us all of a momentous moment in human history that was a feat of science and human ingenuity, capturing the beauty and fragility of Earth. The celebrated image and the images of the pale blue dot was taken by the Voyager 1 space probe at the suggestion of the astronomer Carl Sagan on February 14th, 1990. And I have to say, I think it's charming that it was on February 14th. The probe at that point was 6 billion kilometers or 3.7 billion miles away from Earth. Because of that, Earth looks just like a dot or a pixel in the photo, highlighting the astounding vastness of space. So I want to read this to you all as we get started today. Inspired by this photograph, Carl Sagan wrote in his book, Pale Blue Dot, that's here, that's home, that's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you have ever heard of, every human being who ever was lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our lives live there on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. So thank you all for joining us today. Again, we've got a terrific program for the next couple of hours. We look forward to sharing this time with you.